heatwave knitting. Is it a good idea or not? Hi everyone, my name is Laura and on this channel I talk all about knitting. So if you love knitting, then you've come to the right place. So for today's video, I want to talk about knitting during a heat wave and actually what to wear during the heat wave. Because if you're like me, I like to wear hand knits all day, every day. So even when it's really hot outside, I really like to wear something hand knit. But that's a little bit more difficult. In wintertime, it's easy, you just throw on a sweater. But what if it's like 35 to 40 degrees outside? Then what to wear? So I know we have a heat wave at the moment, and I think a lot of countries in Europe do as well. Maybe outside of Europe, they also are having a heat wave. So it's 35 degrees plus, reaching 40 degrees. And for us, that's really, really hot. So I know it depends on the humidity in the country as well, on how warm it actually feels, the temperature. And I know there are countries that are having 40 plus degrees and it's more bearable there. But I'm not really an expert on weather, so I don't know. I just know 35 to 40 degrees in here is hot. You just do not want to go outside when it's that hot. But we do, and we want to wear knitwear when we go outside, don't we? Well, at least I do. So for these past few days, it has been weeks, I think. Yeah, it has been a week or even over a week. We've been having these really hot weather temperatures. So I have been wearing my knits, and I decided on my top 5 knits to wear during the heat wave. So it depends on the pattern itself, of course, but also on the yarn I used for those patterns. So I wanted to show them and let you know exactly what I think and what my experience were wearing these tops. So if you're having a heat wave as well, then you can wear these and knit these. Because also knitting during a heat wave is not that pleasurable if you're using wool or mohair. Just thinking about it. So we want some cotton, some linen, some silk fibers, so all of the cold feeling fibers. So let's dive right into it. So the first one I want to talk about is actually the one I am wearing right now. This is the Jacques top by Kolibri by Johanna. I knit this one 2 summers ago, so it has been with me for 2 years. But I did knit this when I was pregnant. So it is at the moment a bit too big for me, but I tuck it into my pants and then it works. So I used for this one Veritas bamboo yarn in these 2 colors. I think this one was called orange and this one rose clair. This is actually just like a tank top type with wide straps, a deeper round neck, and then finishings with twisted ribbing. And it's striped, as you can see, which I like. I do like the increases here, how the increased line goes around the neckline. It's something I really like. So what I found important during this heat wave was not too like clingy and sticky fabrics, but a little bit looser fabrics that could catch some air when there was a little bit wind, that would feel cooler. So this one is actually intended to have a positive ease of 0 to 5 centimeters, which is not a lot, but it's very common for this type of garment. But because I knit mine during pregnancy, it's a bit larger now on my body, so it has a lot more positive ease than intended. But it doesn't make me mad at this time. I like it for now, for during the heat wave. Also this yarn, it's a bamboo yarn, so it's very drapey, very lightweight. So I think this type of yarn is perfect for the heat wave summer, I think. So because mine is a little bit more oversized than actually intended, so I don't know how it would be if it would be with 0 to 5 centimeters of positive ease. This is actually supposed to be knit with a fingering weight yarn with a 26 stitch gauge. I think she suggests thin line and knitting for olives silk, soft silk, no, silk, pure silk, which are fingering weight yarns, and I knit mine with the bamboo yarn, which is more of a sport weight yarn. So I think that also made it a bit more oversized than intended. So keep that in mind with my feedback about this pattern. but I really like wearing it. Yes, I think I like this type of top as well, which is bra friendly, which I like. So this one was a real win during the heat wave. So the next one I have worn a lot, and it is this one. Wait. It is the Margarita summer top by Veronika Stoncus. So I have talked about this one many times before on the channel, I think. Well, I intended to talk about this a lot. It is one I think that resembles a lot the popular pattern called the Sabai top by Paula Strict, but this one is actually a free pattern. Show it again. So I knit mine using Drops Paris, which is an Aran weight yarn, which I know doesn't sound very heatwave appropriate, which is what I thought. I was like, this one will never work for the heatwave, but I was pleasantly surprised. This was really a surprise for me. This kept me cool. Well, cool. Nothing can keep you cool during a heat wave, but it kept me relatively cool during the heat wave. So maybe because it's more of a positive ease type of garment, maybe that's it. Or maybe it's just the yarn that really gives like a cooling effect because it's 100% cotton yarn. It's a bit of a softer one. So not like the very dry types of cotton, but like more of a softer yarn. I really didn't think that this would be like a good garment yarn, the Drops Paris. I thought it would be more of homeware, for homeware and accessories, but it actually has held up really nicely because I finished this one in August of 2024, so it's almost 2 years old now, which is not that long. But however, when you wear a garment in the midst of summer, in the midst of a heat wave, well, then the garment has been through some stuff, you know? So really happy, pleasantly surprised with this. So the pattern is a free pattern, as I said, but I did modify it a little bit. So I did, as you can see here at the neckline, I did ribbing instead of, I think, rolled stockinette stitch, I think is in the pattern. And I also think, if I remember correctly, that I did something different at the armholes. I think hers was rolled as well, and I did mine in a ribbing. So I didn't have to do any finishings, but it did look a little bit neater than a rolled edge, in my opinion. So this one, really nice. Also, I wore this to a work event with like a beautiful, well, I think beautiful skirt with this on top. And that's what I really like about summer knits that are in a basic color, like this off-white color, that you can pair them with like all of your summer wardrobe. Like, for instance, with the top I'm wearing right now with the pink and then the orange pink type, it doesn't go with a lot of my summer wardrobe because I do like to wear like buttons with like flowers and beautiful colors, but you cannot match it with this. Well, you can, but then it's difficult to match colors, while if you have like a simple white top, it matches everything. So that's something I did learn from my summer knits, that it's best to use a basic color. It doesn't have to be white, but just a color that goes with most other like prints and patterns. Well, that's just something I noticed. So you will see in this roundup there are a lot more colorful items, but I did take this with me for future summer knits that I want to more basic and neutral colors. So this one, being an Aran weight garment, really surprised me, but it was really versatile to wear this during this heat wave. So I'm really happy I knit this one 2 years ago because I really got a lot of wear out of it the past few days. The next one is not at all a neutral color. It's a very bright in-your-face color. So it's this one. A very bright pink, which is normally not really my thing, but I had this yarn in stash 4 years ago. I think I knit this 4 years ago in 2022. So it's been with me for quite some time, and I had this yarn in stash and I thought, why not make a summer top out of this? So it has been a while, so I don't really remember all of the details from the pattern, but this pattern is the Whitecaps of Memory top by Erika Charpentier. I knit mine using Alison and May Essentials medium cotton, which is like 100% cotton yarn. I found it at a craft store, if I remember correctly, so it's not the best quality cotton yarn, but it's really holding up. It's really holding up. It's a very dry cotton, so you have like a soft type of non-dry cottons, and then you have this like which is really dry, but I don't mind it that much. During a heat wave, it's really nice to have some dry feeling fabric on your body. So this one, I don't tend to wear this one much because it's not really my style actually. I don't know, I think even 4 years ago it wasn't my style as well, but I made it. So I don't wear it that much, but during this heat wave I was really happy I had this type of garment. So it's, as I said, 100% cotton yarn, but it is, let me check, an Aran weight yarn as well, so more of a chunky weight yarn. But I did really enjoy wearing this because, as you can tell, it is like a wavy pattern, but with like large gaps where you have to drop stitches. So that makes it a really airy fabric. Also a bit oversized. You can see it's very like boxy if you hold it up. It looks like a rectangle actually, but it has a hole for the neck and then 2 holes for the arms. So it's very boxy, it's very airy. This was really nice. Also, this is not something I would wear to work at all, but it was just to wear at home. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, airy, and it kept me cool during the heat wave. So this one was a surprise to me as well, being an Aran weight garment, but not that big of a surprise because it just literally has holes in it. So that's nice to get some air inside. So a nice surprise as well. It's not a very well-known pattern. I think it's a smaller designer, but I think I did a test knit for her. It's been 4 years, I don't know. I didn't really take that many notes on Ravelry at that time, but I did write down that I needed 2.5 skeins for this one, which is 250 grams. So that was a one that I was really happy with this heat wave. So the next one makes me really happy. It's also not a neutral color. It's a very bright color, but it makes me so happy to wear. So this is it. It is one of my most recent finished knits, and it's called the Lila Leaf Top by Famke from Mipi the label. I did test knit this for her, but I finished it and I've worn it so much during this heat wave because you can tell this one might be like the perfect type of garment to wear during a heat wave. Because first of all, it is knit with a fingering or sport weight yarn. I don't really remember what's in the pattern, but I knit mine using Drops Loves You 7, I think. Yes, which is a sport weight yarn and 100% cotton yarn. It's very affordable, by the way, which I love. So this one worn it tons. So because it's like a sport weight cotton yarn, that probably helps with being good for a heat wave, but also like the stitches that were used in this top. So first of all, it's a sleeveless top, which is probably really nice during a heat wave, more so than with a sleeve. And then the stitches, you have some eyelet rows here, you have some, she calls it leaf stitches, I think, here, which are also contributing to the breathability of the fabric, and some eyelets here as well, and just overall it's a very like more airy fabric, which I found to be really helpful during the heat wave. So this one being sleeveless, being airy, being like, you can see the fabric, it's very drapey, and it's cotton yarn, so it's a bit more of a colder fabric. And also I'm trying to feel if it's a dry fabric. It's I think it's more of on the softer side. So as I said, you have like dry cotton yarns and then more of a softer cotton yarn. This one is more of the softer type. I have worn this a lot, as I said, during the heat wave. So I'm thinking this yarn is holding up quite well. I was afraid of, because it's such an affordable yarn, that it would show a lot of wear after I wear it a lot, but it looks decent for now. Only been like a week since I finished it, so I cannot say that much about it, but I'm really loving it, really loving the design for heat waves, and also the yarn I chose. So this one made me so happy. Also, one downside is, the color is very colorful, so again I really need to think about what I can pair this one with. I paired this one with black trousers, but black in a heat wave, maybe not the best idea, but it was linen trousers. So I don't know, I didn't die from the heat, so I guess it was just fine. But this one wore it a lot, and I can see myself wearing it a lot, even just in the regular summer days without the heat wave. This one will be so useful, and it's just so beautiful. I'm always on the lookout for patterns that are like a bit more elevated, maybe. I wore this to a work event as well. So I've been wearing my knits to work events because I think they should be seen. Especially this one with this beautiful textured pattern. It's just so beautiful and not to wear to work events. So the last one that helped me keep cool during this heat wave is my absolute favorite of the list, and it is this one. The Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. So everyone knows this pattern, everyone has knit it, but I am bringing it up here again. So as you probably know, the pattern is both for sweaters and for tops, and you can just use whatever yarn you like, and then you can make it appropriate for the season. So it's a very versatile pattern. It has beautiful lace. It's a round yoke pattern. It has beautiful lace here. It has some beautiful cabling details as well. It's just a very special garment. I have made 2/3 of this one, and this one is the one that kept me cool in the heat wave. I have another one. So I also have this one, also Ranunculus, exactly the same, only difference is the yarn. This one I used like a thicker Aran weight cotton yarn. For this one I used Drops Boomelin yarn, I think, yes, and it is a cotton and linen blend. It just feels so dry and cool, which was perfect for the heat wave. Also, it is a bit of a wider gauge, as you can tell maybe, which was also perfect for the heat wave again. I'll put my hand in so you can see. It's a bit of a wider gauge, but not that wide that it is see-through, because that's important for me for wearability. It cannot be see-through, but it is a very wearable and like opaque when you wear it, but still very gapey to get some air in the t-shirt. So this one has been the absolute best one for me, and it's not even sleeveless. It has little sleeves, so that says a lot. Just the yarn and the flowiness and just the design, because it's a very oversized design. I don't know if you can tell, but it's oversized, which I think I found is really nice during a heat wave. Oversized means there's a lot of room for air to get through, and then some ventilation. So that was nice for the heat wave. So in my favorites, I do not have included any like clingy camisoles, because although they are very good for regular summer weather, for the heat wave, for me personally, they were just not suitable. So this one is my number one, definitely. And then the Lila leaf top I showed you is my close number two. So these ones were the really, really best ones I had in my wardrobe, and I've worn over and over again for the heat wave. So I'm just ready for the next heat wave. Though I'm just needing another one that I think might be in this list, but maybe not. So maybe next year during the heat wave I will make a new list. What did happen with this garment is that the neckline started to pull a lot. So it was by the end of the heat wave, well, after a few wears, like the neckline was like growing. It was also almost becoming an off-the-shoulder type of top. So I did incorporate a little elastic, as you can see. You cannot see it when I wear it. And so the neckline is more cinched in now, and it's much better. And I am really loving, enjoying to wear this again. Also this one, as I said, very wearable, also because of the color. So it's again a very neutral color that goes with a lot of summer items in my wardrobe. So that's why I've worn this a lot also, I think. You can see I did have a little dye lot issue. You can really see on camera. So you see the line here is where I used like the same yarn, same color, but just a different dye lot. And I first thought it was not very obvious, but it is pretty obvious. But I usually tuck in the bottom of my tops in my pants, so I don't think it's that noticeable, and I just don't care. I'm not that big of a perfectionist, like a little bit of a perfectionist, but maybe not enough for me to care about this. So this is my number one. The Lila leaf top my number two, and this one is also one I really like to wear, but I have to think about what bottoms I wear for this one, so I just cannot pull it out of my closet. I really have to think about an outfit. But I like this one. I like all of the ones I showed. I think we're finished. So that's my top 5 Heatwave appropriate knits. So let me know in the comments down below what your favorite patterns are that are so suitable for the heat waves, so everyone can learn from you. And also if you have like a favorite yarn to use, that would be interesting as well. So if you like this type of video, please consider subscribing. That would mean a lot to me, and leave a thumbs up and a comment, also really nice. And I hope to see you for the next video. Bye!